Welcome to Ghosted by the Machine, the podcast where job seekers break through the algorithm and get heard. No filters, no bots, just 5 minutes of truth. I'm your host, Mark Lane, and today we're giving the mic to someone who's actively seeking, actively showing up. Let's get into it. 5 minutes, 5 questions. Today's guest is Abby Bender, a senior copywriter from South Bend, Indiana. Welcome to the show, Abby.
Hey, Mark, thanks so much for having me on. I can't wait to talk to you about my experience and share some joy, hopefully, with your audience.
Well, I really appreciate it. I know today it's very cold in South Bend, and it's also very cold here in Detroit. But tell me a little bit about yourself and what role you're looking for.
Yes, absolutely. So, hello, everybody. My name is Abby Bender. I am a copywriter and content producer, marketing generalist. My entire career has basically been built on the foundation of making the world a better place. And I know that sounds cheesy, but I started my career at Hallmark Cards, so it's pretty much ingrained in me. So making the world a better place, that's writing greeting cards, that's voicing plush that makes you smile, that's helping senior living communities and mortgage lenders help their consumers find the right product for their needs, or most recently for me, building out a brand voice and assisting nurses and improving patient care by helping get these healthcare professionals in spots where they're needed the most. So right now, for me, I'm looking for a copy-centric content role, either copywriter, head of content, marketing director, that type of thing. My goal would be to find a position where I can help brands stand out from the sea of sameness and hopefully continue in my quest to make the world a better place.
How long you been out of work for? How long you been looking?
I have been out of work for 3 months and 2 days currently. So not the greatest time to lose a job right during the holiday season, as many of you job seekers might know. It gets a little quiet in November and December. So I'm hoping things are going to start picking up here at the tail end of January and as we roll into February.
Okay. So do you think for these 3 months of doing a job search, do you think AI has helped or hurt you during this search?
I'm going to say the answer to that is yes, to both. I will come right out and say it, everybody. You can fight me in the comments. I'm a huge champion of AI in general, not, specific things. It's a tool. It is a wonderful tool that has an incredible opportunity to shape our society, but it's a paradigm shift, right? And so because of that, paradigm shifts intrinsically cause shakeups in our roles, in our systems. And though it's hurting us in many ways. I'll start with what it has helped me with. It has helped me in my job search, I feel. I've used it to fine-tune my resume. I've used it to research and prepare for interviews. And I've also used it to help me find some jobs. There's a great site out there called hiring.cafe that uses AI to trawl through the internet, find postings on actual job boards, and sends you right to the job boards. So it has a lower percentage of fake job postings. I've used it. It's great. I would encourage you to check it out. However, of course, it's hurt a lot, right? And all of your audience has heard this many times because everybody has an AI optimized resume. Everybody's competing for the same jobs. Everybody is using AI to apply, and you can apply to hundreds of jobs in minutes if you want to using an AI tool. So, of course, that just puts you on the back foot just with the sheer amount of people that are using AI to automate the process. And then, of course, everyone's favorite, the ATS, that's using AI to filter out candidates. Now, I've heard from people, they're like, oh, ATS isn't filtering out, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, come on. I get a rejection letter within 30 seconds of applying for a job that I am 100% qualified for. So a little unbelievable to me that AI wasn't used in the process. So overall, I think AI is a tool and it can be used for good or bad, like any tool. And currently, unfortunately, I think we are in a position right now for the job seekers like myself, like you, Mark, like your audience. It's hurting currently more than it's helping.
So what is your secret skill or superpower that most resumes don't show?
So one of my biggest superpowers is it's kind of nerdy. I am a lifelong learner and I am exceptionally good at learning systems and programs. So if there is a program that a company uses that I've not worked with before, it's not that big of a deal to me. It doesn't take me that long to figure it out. And actually, it's something I really enjoy doing. I enjoy learning new systems and getting in there and figuring out how things work. But that's unfortunately rather frustrating for me when I look at a job description and the role is saying you need X number of years in this tool or this particular skill. And I'm just like, well, if I don't have it, I'll learn it very quickly. I'm not bragging when I say that. I come from an engineering family, and although I am in a creative field and, a little bit dramatic and all of that, I fortunately inherited the part that likes systems and processes and puzzles. That's something that doesn't really come across very well in a resume. That's just an unfortunate part about the fact that we just have a little piece of paper that we send off into the ether and are like, here are the buzzwords. Please hire me.
Yeah. When your AI is competing with my AI, right?
Exactly. It's the dead internet theory all over again. There's no real people on the internet. It's just AI bots talking to AI bots.
And I've had a few of those today. You post on LinkedIn and you get 5 or 6 robotic recruiters sending you
Yes.
spam.
Mm-hmm.
What are you applying for today? That kind of thing.
Kindly send me your resume. That's the tip
Right.
off right there. But
So what's one thing you'd tell recruiters or hiring managers today?
would absolutely love for hiring managers and recruiters and all of those people involved in this part of the job search. I would love for you to take a step outside the box and embrace more fully the concept and idea of transferable skills. So my background is quite unique. It's rather varied. I worked at Hallmark Cards for many years. I owned a content agency. I was a marketing director for healthcare staffing. I'm kind of all over the place. And that's just how it is. That is how my career has moved forward. But that does sometimes put me as a bit of a niche, a little bit of a unicorn, and that's not a good thing, I've found. Unicorn is not great because not everyone is looking for that specific color or flavor of unicorn. So I completely understand where HR is coming from these days. You have all the choices, can pick of the employees, but I know you want to find somebody who perfectly checks every single box, and then even more some because you can, and that's what the job wants. But selfishly and personally, I believe that someone who doesn't have 110% of their requirements, but has transferable skills can add innumerable value. It can just add immense value to a company. And I say that from experience. My previous company was a staffing agency. I've never worked in staffing. I worked at a greeting card company for 14 years. But they took a chance on me because they saw some transferable skills. And because of that, I was able to help position them uniquely in a market where everyone is saying the same thing, everyone has the same benefits. So for me, I feel like, maybe look outside the box. If you're looking for somebody who's specifically geared to your niche or your industry, there might be blinders that y'all have on that you don't realize, and you need someone to come in there and kick them off and say, hey, why don't we take this and turn it on its head and do something really cool and new?
I love transferable skills. It's so important these days.
It's so important. And unfortunately, I'm just right now not finding that. You see in the job descriptions that employers will say, some people won't apply if they don't get everything. So if you have 70 to 80% of these things, you should apply anyway. And I'm like, sure, that's going to happen. I'll apply anyway because I'm an optimist, but I'm also like, you're right.
I don't want to date myself, but I remember getting into this profession in marketing communications and public relations. And I was told to pick up as many skills or tools you can to fill your toolbox. That experience is going to help you as you grow into this profession and be a practitioner. And I find now that some of those skills, they're all there, but no, we don't need that. We need someone with 5 to 10 years experience, not
You have
20
3.
years or
Yeah,
15.
20. Yeah.
And they're gauging years of experience compared to all those tools. I don't understand how that correlates, but it's the way of the world these days. We just have to see if we can navigate it.
Yeah, and as they always say, there's a pendulum swing coming ahead. Someday we will come back to where the candidates are the ones who are benefiting most from the market, but we're not there right now. Right now, we're in an employer benefit market.
So, Abby, is there anything that's giving you hope right now?
There is so much that's giving me hope right now, Mark. It's cliche again, but Hallmark, remember, That's where I come from. I would have to say that the people around me right now are giving me faith in life, not just in the physical realm. I have a very supportive family and husband, but I have been absolutely floored by the support and care and camaraderie that I found on, of all places, LinkedIn. You know, just recently, I've had people who I worked with 20 years ago reach out to me and connect me with someone in their network, completely unprompted, just because they know I'm looking and they wanted to connect me with somebody. I mean, I know social media is a cesspool. I completely agree, but I am really loving what I've been seeing on LinkedIn recently, the way it's evolving in some quarters to be a little more natural, a little more human-centric, and just like a little more about genuinely showing up and connecting with others, you know, helping make the world a better place. Just recently, I had someone who followed me from a post that I'd done that kind of blew up in a good way. And she emailed me and said, hey, there's a job opening at my company. You should apply for it. And I already had. So she went ahead and she talked to the recruiter and the hiring manager. And she sent me a note and said, hey, I just want to let you know that I reached out to them and they're actually going to be looking at your resume. So that's all I can ask is for my resume to be seen, for someone to see and take a chance on me. And, you know, we hear a lot of bad about the world. And so it's always very easy to assume that the world is out to get you. But I've found in my life that 99% of the time, or maybe, 98%, I guess, people are kind and caring and they want to help you out and they want to help you succeed. That's been giving me a lot of hope. I've been having success getting to second interviews every once in a while. Hasn't panned out yet, but I'm just holding out hope that one of these days, the company that's meant for me isn't going to ghost me and they're going to say, okay, you fuchsia-spotted unicorn, we're going to hire you because you're perfect.
You're perfect, Abby. That was a perfect answer.
Thank you. I do like to be perfect. I'm a bit of an overachiever.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you, Mark.
And if you're watching or listening out there thinking, hey, this sounds like me, maybe not a unicorn, but
you're all unicorns. Everyone is a unicorn.
You're not alone. And if you'd like to tell your story, email me or DM me. And if you want to stay plugged into the real stories, real insights, or real humans like Abby behind today's broken hiring system, make sure to follow and subscribe to all our social channels and new episodes, shorts, and conversations we have every week. I'm Mark Lane, and this is Ghosted by the Machine, because behind every application, there's a human. Let's make hiring human again. Thanks again, Abby.
Thank you, everybody.